No, I'll have a look now.
Oh.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mancunian Way. Hope we are all well, where we are going to discuss another post-match review with Alan, Vader, and Patrick, and I think Cal's coming on shortly. How are we all, gentlemen?
So far, so good. Thank you, Martin.
And then, say that again.
So far, so good. Thank you, Martin.
You'll all come off depressed when Alan gets going.
It's
I'm looking at him.
Come see, come ça.
Okay then. There's loads of comments already in. I will get to them all. I do apologise to 60 people already on. We'll get through them as we can. Right. So yeah, City versus Forest ended 1-1 at the City Ground yesterday. Now, what I'll do is what we do every game. I will just run through a starting lineups so everyone does know who we were and everything else. Manchester City lined up as follows. They had Edison in net, Emerick Laporte, Ruben Diaz, Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Ilkay, Silky Gundogan, KDB, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, and Erling Braut Haaland. The substitutes were Calvin Phillips, Ake, Ortega, Alvarez, Gomez, Akanji, Mahrez, Palmer, and Lewis. The Forest lineup was as follows: Navas in goal, Aurier, Worrell, Felipe, Lode, Frola, Shelvey, Colback, Gibbs-White, Dos Santos, De Oliveira, and Johnson. So, we'll go around the table, shall we? Alan, starting lineup. What were your initial thoughts?
Same as, don't like Bernardo at fullback. Sorry, but I don't like three at the back. It's crap.
Well, that was a deep analytical viewpoint there.
I don't like it, mate. As soon as I saw the lineup, I went, "What is he doing there again?" I know it's not his fault, but Bernardo was at fault for their equaliser, and so was Rodri.
Vader?
With regards to the lineup and how well it was executed against Arsenal, I had confidence in the game. And I don't want to steal the thunder with regards to talking points with regards to what happened within the game, but I saw it and I was like, oh, let's see how it's executed. But there wasn't any no bad vibes that I had going into it.
Carl.
Hey, Martin, hey guys. So Bernardo Silva wasn't a fullback yesterday. Let's be clear. He wasn't playing left back. He was playing as a left six, not as a left back. But besides the point, the game yesterday, the result was all on Pep. 100% on Pep.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't react. But that game was a lack of management by the manager. And I'll explain why. You just played Arsenal midweek, 90 minutes. Forest had 7 days to rest. You play the same players, and obviously De Bruyne was already tired. You could see it. Gundogan was tired. You could see it. I'm screaming at my wife saying, this manager has to change something. Take Kevin out. Take Gundogan out. Bring on some youth for energy. Bring on Maxi. Bring on Alvarez. Bring on Phillips to kill the game. He doesn't.
I don't know about you, Carl. I don't know about you, but I got to about 65 minutes into the game, and I was worried, thinking, if we don't score, put this game to bed.
100%, Alan.
They are going to equalise, or even
100%, Alan. And Alan, you're 100% correct, because what the manager did for Forest, he made changes at 60 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
He made changes. Yeah. What is our
his
manager
first
doing?
substitution was made 30 minutes before ours was.
What is up? What are we doing? Is there no one on the bench that can say, Guy, Pep, or Guy, I beg, time to change these boys out, they're tired? It's clear. I'm screaming at my poor wife saying, he's got to change this stuff. The goal is coming. I can see it. Kevin is not playing well today. Take Kevin off. He played 90 minutes.
All you have to have done is move Bernardo in there and put Aki on there and as fullback.
Simple.
It's not a hard decision to make.
Simple.
And Bernardo would have done far. Bernardo is completely wasted out there. I'm sorry, but he is.
Simple.
Alan, that substitution should have been made in about the 68th minute, not the 88th minute.
Well, I was sat there watching, thinking, we're going to concede. We're going to concede. We're going to concede.
But Alan, my point is, Alan, if we all can see this, why doesn't this man see it sometimes? That's my worry, Alan.
He doesn't make substitutes because he believes that the bench is for resting. Okay, for the game on Wednesday. Now, I'm sorry, but I could see it coming.
See, now this is what my observation was. I thought how we were playing. I thought how we were playing was creating the chances necessary to win. Right? I was looking at, and I maybe we're going a little too ahead. Martin, slow me down.
Yeah, Patrick needs to say something first.
Yeah, fair enough. But the observation was like, you know what? I see what we're creating here. I see the opportunities. And to just add to what you guys pointed out, it wasn't until I saw the opposing manager bring on fresh legs that my concerns grew. That's when I was like, okay, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know Forest like that. So when the subs were happening, I had to look to see, are these subs in the midfield? Are these subs in attacking? Are these subs defensively? So once I saw where the subs were taking place, that's when I was getting anxious, because I was like, yeah, we're going to have some tired legs out there to defend against it. But sorry, Patrick.
No, you're all right, mate. Look, overall, yeah, Alan's got a point there, basically saying that sooner or later teams are going to figure us out if you've got Bernardo Silva playing at left back. And particularly when you don't make any substitutions until it's too late, that's not going to help your case in any way whatsoever. But all in all, I did, if I can put some positives to it, I felt that there were some good performances in there. I did like the tempo in which we played. Only problem was we just couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo, you know. So
yeah.
The amount of shots, any given day, we could have probably had 3 or 4. We could have had 3 or 4 by halftime. Just wasn't to be. We've had this before. This has been sort of the story of our season. We've done this at Villa. Off the top of my head, I know at least 2 other draws, and I just can't remember who we played.
Everton.
But I liked the tempo. It was certainly a lot more upbeat tempo than what we've been playing since the return from Qatar. There's a lot of positives to take in, and if anything, if we play anything like that and we're just a bit more clinical, I can't see the reason why we couldn't wrap up the first leg against Leipzig over in Germany on Wednesday.
Patrick, I think you're right, Patrick, that I love the tempo. I loved how Phil, even though Phil was wasteful, I love his tempo because he set the tempo. It was quick, direct. I love the fact that he was on it, quick touches, 1-2 passes. The tempo was great. But I think Patrick, and this is where I think the manager, in my opinion, let the team down, because after 60 minutes, they played 150 minutes. Bernardo, Gundogan, De Bruyne had played 150 minutes. The Forest manager, Steve, whatever his name is, makes changes, right?
Yep.
At about 60 minutes. They haven't played all week. And so they have the energy. We played 150 minutes in 2 away high-profile games, and we don't make any change. It was coming. We all saw it was coming. Kevin had a shocker. Let's be fair. Kevin,
I'll be honest, I didn't see it coming. I'll be straight now with you. I thought we were so in control of it. No, I didn't see it coming.
We were, Martin, but
I did not see it coming.
You could tell that they were getting tired, mate.
They had one chance.
But you could tell they were getting tired, mate.
Martin.
No, but did you see the chance coming?
The reason I didn't see it coming is because they haven't done anything, even with the subs all game.
When they bring Chris Wood on, you clearly know it's an attacking change, right? You know it's an attacking change.
If you're going to be scared of Chris Wood, then we have got problems.
No, it's not being scared of Chris Wood. It's just that it's you don't take your chances. You encourage the opponent. I mean, in my opinion, I could be wrong. He should have made the change.
I'm not saying to me. My only thing is though, yesterday I get the subs part, but as I said to Vader earlier, when you start making subs, it's generally because you want to change something or something's going wrong. There wasn't anything going wrong.
Take the 1-0, shut it down. Take off Kev.
There's nothing going wrong.
You have a game on Wednesday. You're going to play Kev again?
No, I understand that, but who did we want to bring on? Calvin Phillips? No, really. He wasn't.
Bring on Phillips. Bring on Maxi. Bring on Aki. Shut it down.
You're not going to see Maxi in the Premier League for a long time.
This is why Martin, every Ten Hag brings on a 17-year-old to close the game, and our manager doesn't do that. Why?
The thing is, if we'd have gone there yesterday and through our own bad finishing, because let's be straight now, if we could have finished yesterday, that game's over by half time.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
But we're even out of sight, and I'm talking 4 and 5s.
I agree with you.
Out of sight.
Yes.
So when Pep said yesterday we were phenomenal, I get what he's saying, because he sat there going, there's nothing more. There's nothing Pep could have done yesterday, because Pep doesn't make Rodri miss an header from 4 yards. He doesn't make Haaland miss from 2 yards.
I agree.
That's not on Pep. We can't say that's on Pep.
Let me explain, Martin. I know that's on everything. Right. I know that's not on Pep. My point is, when you know that they're playing in a game, it's 1-0 in 60 minutes, and we're missing chance after chance, shut the game down, bro. Shut the game down. Bring on defensive players to shut the game down.
Martin, you're right about the attacking format, but we couldn't score in a brothel yesterday. I'm sorry, but we couldn't.
I agree with you. But if I said to you at the start of the game,
Martin, you're only 1-0 up, right? They only need one attack to score, okay? And when it got to 80 minutes, I was very concerned.
Yes,
I'm thinking they need one long ball.
You're concerned when we're 4-0 up.
Yeah, but mate, we haven't played well. We haven't played well for 90 minutes at no game this year. We have sloppy 10 minutes, 5 minutes per game. That goal, they doubled up on Bernardo Silva. He was out of position for starters when two of them ran down, because Laporte had to go over to play fullback, which overstretched our defence. And then I also don't know what Rodri was doing when he was caught on the cover, when he just let the guy go past him.
I was tired, Alan. I was tired.
I'll be honest with you, mate. That the defending for their equaliser was disgraceful.
It's horrible. Alan, when you're tired, your brain goes. You can't think as you used to think. They were tired. They just played Arsenal away at the Emirates at full blood. The manager should have changed it.
I was worried, man. I got to 65 minutes and I was going, if we don't put this game to bed, we're in danger of losing.
It just smelled like one of those games where you're like, oh, look at these opportunities we're creating. Look at these missed chances, and we're peppering them. And it just smelled to like it's gonna be one of those games. One of those games. And again, to Martin's point, to see that they would have equalized, maybe wouldn't go that far, but we could see that they were getting that they were creating opportunities too. And I think that's what many of us are saying. Put a stop to the opportunity. Put a stop to them creating quality chances. And when you get that one, when it really looked like they were just running through slow-moving bodies, the criticism is fair. But we could also say that game was set up. Pep's plan was set up for that to be a drubbing. Like shooting boots on, the game's controlled. Now that it's not a controlled game, high in scoring, now how do you adjust? Now what do you do based off of what you're seeing on the pitch? And I can understand the criticism.
The other thing, Vader, too, is time management, right? It's 18 minutes. You have 5 subs left. Each sub is about 2 minutes. You killed the game with the subs.
Yeah.
You killed the game. Game is dead. You kill time.
Yeah.
It's like, God, I'm watching this game, Alan, right, Patrick? I'm watching it on TV. Seriously, my poor wife is next to me, and I'm screaming at her. I'm literally screaming and saying, make the change, guy. She's looking at me like I'm crazy. Make the change. The goal is coming. Make the change. They're tired. And then bang. And when it happens, I freak out. My kids run away because I'm screaming on my TV saying, what the hell have you just done, guy? You think Ancelotti would do that? No, he kills the game.
I must admit.
Patch, come. Before I bring Patch here, I want to ask Patch something going on.
No, I just think we were asking for trouble. When it was clear that we weren't putting the ball in the back of the net. And I just thinking, you've got to make that change, especially with KDB looking like he was leggy, which he was all second half. I just thought, put Bernardo in the middle, put him back in a more natural position, and bring Aki. If he'd have brought Aki on there and gone 4 at the back, they would not have conceded that goal. I'm telling you straight.
See, just for the Alan, you have an issue with the 3 at the back, not the 4. You have an issue with the 3.
I don't. I've yet to see 4. Yeah, but when are we going to keep a clean sheet, mate? Seriously, we've conceded 23 goals in the league this year. 23. That's ridiculous. If you wanted to win the league, conceding 23 you're not going to win the league, mate.
To be fair, Alan, a lot of teams are conceding goals this season. Even Arsenal have conceded 21. I mean, teams are just conceding goals, which tells you that either it's a World Cup or they're better attacking.
Newcastle is starting to concede some too.
Yeah, everybody's conceding goals now. It's strange, But to your point, Alan,
I just can't see us keeping clean sheets, mate. You tell me when we're going to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, I think we've conceded the second least amount, but I agree. The not many opportunities conceding a goal is where it does become a little frustrating.
Yeah.
To be fair to Martin, I mean, Foden's 1v1 chance. I mean, come on, bro.
Oh, well, what was he doing? Seriously, what was he doing?
Ellen Holland's,
take away that missed Foden opportunity. Does anybody think he had a better game than what we were expecting?
Oh, he was played well.
I thought he played well.
Yeah. He was great. I would start him again soon. He was
I'm
great.
just going off camera.
Why? Why are you going?
I don't think he's ready for 90 minutes.
Oh, he was great.
He's ready to start games.
He was great.
He's not ready. Okay, he could start but not play a 90 though. You don't think he could start and not play a 90? Because between Mahrez and Grealish, we need someone to take minutes away, right? We can't play them.
I'm sort of 50-50 on performance because that isn't Foden. What I saw yesterday, that isn't Foden.
Yeah, we saw rust. That was rust.
I understand that, but develop him in slowly, giving him straight in 90 minutes, thought was a bit rushed, personally. Yeah. For me, anyway. Just thought was a bit rushed. If I'm honest. Pat, I'm going to come to you on this. I like others in the chat, think that was actually one of our most fluid performances all season. The way we passed the ball, moved it, was coming out of midfield. Anytime Forest got possession in the first 60 minutes, we would just candy from the baby, thanks for the football, and off we go again, Bob.
Yeah. We're just poaching it from any chance they had of getting some sort of possession. We just took it straight away from them. Yeah. Look, if you look at it this way, if I want to put comparisons in, it's like if we look at a match that happened, a couple of months ago, with the same scoreline where we drew 1-1 at Everton. That performance is an absolute shadow. But our performances on the pitch, the tempo, the pace of play, the creativity in that that feels like that match was, that was like pre-season compared to, a title run in April, May, just the comparisons. It's just a bloody shame that it was just the same scoreline. That's all.
I just look at it and I think, because I listen, to whip him or to this week I've heard, in the last 24 hours, I've heard spineless performance, shambolic performance.
No.
And this is what I've heard from big city accounts,
Jeez.
massive city accounts.
No.
Some big city podcasters as well. And I just simply think, and this is the way I work to put it, if we'd have got a point at Arsenal and 3 points yesterday, everyone would have been, you know what, I'm happy with that. I'll take that and go again in a title fight.
Yeah.
Because we got the win at Arsenal and we got the point where we probably all think we should have got 3, it's a different story now.
Yeah. I think people are overreacting just based on
majorly so.
Just based on circumstances that happened this week. That's it. Yeah, you flip those results, everybody's
nobody's moaning.
Pretty much zen about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Martin, I'll give you an analogy. I texted you after the game to have a chat, and you went, "Can't talk now. I'm so angry." Blah blah blah.
No. The reason I was angry was because I was angry at what the reaction was coming in. That's why I didn't want to do the post match yesterday. I was glad I didn't, because I'd have flipped my lid at some fans yesterday. I'd have flipped my lid. Sorry, but I would have done.
To be fair, Martin, that's why I didn't get on yesterday, because I wasn't in the right frame of mind to have a sensible discussion.
And that's the thing. I don't think it was yesterday. Listen, every fan is entitled to their opinion. I understand that. But when I hear the word spineless and gutless coming out of people's mouths, when we have created chance after chance after chance. If I'd have said to you, Alan, before the game, if Haaland's 2 yards out with an open net, you think he's missing, what would you have said? You'd have put your house, your mortgage, your kids, everything you've got, that ball's rippling in the back of the net.
Yeah, I know. But we didn't help.
We can do about that.
But Carl's right. We didn't help ourselves in the last 10 minutes, did we? Be honest. We didn't help ourselves. Really didn't.
But I look at the bench, and I look at the bench, and I go, Phillips, Ake came on, and it was 89 minutes. Ortega, Gomez, no. Mahrez, possibly. Palmer, Lewis. Were they going to change it? No.
I think Mahrez would have been. Sorry, Alan. So Mahrez would have been a good substitution.
Mahrez would have been the one
to keep for keeping the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
for keeping the ball, whether it's in attack or in defense. It would have been the most sensible substitution.
I don't think Alvarez is any good coming in with 20 minutes to go. I don't think he can get into the game enough to that point to do anything.
But he keeps the ball. He keeps the ball so well. He's a huge. He's huge with keeping possession and keeping the ball too. So
I just think
with 20 minutes to go, Aki was for me. We should have been on Bernardo in midfield. I'm sorry.
I agree.
If they'd done that, we would.
I agree with you, Alan. They should have. The substitutions were right, but they should have been done in the 68th minute, not the 88th minute. When it's too little, too late.
I agree. Totally 100%. Yeah.
Carl, it's the question to you, mate.
If you're not. If the team hasn't got the scoring boots on, then you've got to lock it down the other end.
McLovin says, Carl, you are serious about the UCL, so I want your opinion. This back three seems to work better against your mid-table sides more than a big six top club. Will Pep give Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo the joy of a back three?
Well, actually, I think it works better against the big sides. Think about all the sides who've come to the Etihad.
Did against Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal, United at home, Tottenham at home, Liverpool at home, all beaten. All of them. Everton at home, drop points. Brentford at home, drop points. Why? Because they sit back in the back five, and we have to invert our wingers, so we struggle. But I think in the UCL, if we play, say, a Napoli or we play a Leipzig, for example, at home, it should be good enough for that.
But, Carl, I will say this. If we concede goals in the UCL, in the knockout stages, we're going out.
Exactly. Look at the two
And
look at
you
the
know
two
the funny-
chances in Ketia. Look at the two headers in Ketia.
Yeah,
Missed
the
in the
funny-
match in the match midweek.
the
Pretty
funny
much
thing
9
about
out of
that
10.
is-
9 out of 10 Champions League clubs at this stage of the tournament. At this stage of the
Yeah.
tournament, are going to bury both those goals.
You know the funny thing is that
There's
if you look
just
at the
too many attackers just being left separated from the defenders and that.
if you look at the group
And the
stage,
Champions League, we're going to get punished.
if you look at the group stage of the Champions League last year, we actually were very frugal in conceding goals. I think we conceded 1 goal in the 1 or 2 goals in the whole group stage because he's super controlled. So maybe that's what he's trying to do with the system. I don't know. We'll find out on Wednesday, right? I'm worried about Leipzig though. I am worried about Leipzig.
Going forward, if they're able to put pressure on our midfielders or on Rodri and that, then they're going to be scoring a stack of goals in a similar manner to what Forest and what Villa did. Just poaching hospital passes and then just bombing forward. And players like Nkunku and Timo Werner, they do concern me a bit.
I've studied Leipzig since the start of the year, and they are a super efficient Southampton. That's what they are. They're probably 5 times better than Southampton. They're aggressive.
Yeah.
And they counter press really well. So if you make a mistake and you lose the ball, you're cooked.
Everyone's blaming this back three.
No, it's not.
I don't like it. Martin, I'm only saying I don't like it. I don't disagree with
No,
you.
I get it, and I know.
I don't feel uncomfortable with it.
The back.
I just think
I have mixed reactions because it's more effective against top 6 than it is anywhere else.
Exactly.
The problem is you've got to look at what was the system in Carlos. What was the system he played at Barcelona?
3-4-3.
What has he always really wanted to do at City? Going back to the Lyon game, he's always wanted a back three. We used to joke on a former channel, Alan, about this back three joke.
Yep.
He's always wanted this. He's just never. He's been trying to get to it.
But Martin, he hasn't got the personnel to do it.
Right, but what he's doing?
Why play it? He hasn't got the personnel. Why the hell play it?
He's teaching the players how to play it now. This is like the warm-up session to it. And then you buy the players who know how to play it. I mean, what do you want them to do? Go into next season and just throw out a brand new formation again? And then you'll moan next year. They've had no time to develop it. They haven't settled in it. So he's in a no-win situation. You just want 4-3-3. You ain't going to get it, mate. You need to kill that dream off. End it. As it came out the other day, and I quote,
put the kettle on, mate.
I quote, by the way, the days of Sane and Sterling are done. Finished.
No, I don't want them. You're the one that's brought that up. I haven't.
It's unfortunate because I did enjoy Sane and Sterling.
Martin, are you just saying this because Rich isn't here?
No, that came out
to counter your argument.
Jack Gorn and somebody else. It's come out from the club that they will buy wingers, but they're not after your direct winger like your Sane, Sterling types.
Martin, I'll tell you a winger that we should be looking at, mate. We should be Rafael Leao. I'm telling you, man.
I'm not sure he's too direct.
No, he has something.
He's more like a left forward.
He's kind of like Jack and Phil combined. Tricks, flicks, direct, can keep the ball, does it unconventional. He's a good player. I had my doubts when I watched him. He's good, mate. He is. We'll see.
But yeah, my point is we create the chances. It's not on Pep. Haaland misses 2 yards out.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just not on Pep that. It's not on Pep that Foden slips 1-on-1. It's not on Pep that Keylor Navas decides to pull off world-class saves.
He's a good keeper.
That's not on Pep. We literally did everything but put the ball. If we'd have put the ball in the net, we're looking at another 6-0 when we're sat here going, top of the league, happy days, aren't we all great?
I think
honestly, that's how direct and simple this is. The ball goes in that net yesterday. We're looking at 6-0.
I mean, to be fair, Patrick, that was the best performance we've seen since the World Cup. Unquestionable. The performance.
Footballing wise, it was night and day.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of that game against Southampton away last season where we battered them 1-1. Laporte hit the bar. De Bruyne hit the bar. Couldn't score a goal. Couldn't win. But the performance was good.
Rodri with that header in the first half. You know, you just think sometimes it's just not your day.
But
It's
that's
just
what
not
right,
today.
that's what mate. When we knew that was happening, 3/4 of the way through the second half, like Patrick said, you knew that they hadn't got the shooting boots on. So stop it. Just get the guy, get Aki on, put Bernard in midfield, even put Phillips in as a double CDM.
Yeah,
You kill the game. You kill the game.
Yeah.
Carla,
Someone
Carla,
just said that.
I know they are, mate, because I follow big city accounts. So yes, I do know. Please don't make me out as though saying no one's overreacting, Charlotte. I've got eyes, I'm red, mate. Carl's probably read the same one. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to go into a big war. Not doing that. Just some have. Carl, you read the big accounts that have said the exact same thing.
Well, Martin.
That's why I follow the Mancunian way. Follow this channel.
I'm not going into civil war with people. I won't do it. It's not the time for that. But yes,
Martin, do you agree that Pep should have killed the game after about 70 minutes, 65 minutes?
Yeah, but I think they had the players on to do it. Here's my point. Here's my point with the killing the game. I thought we were. Name me a chance Forest had, Alan, up until the 87th minute.
When they made their changes, they looked more threatening.
They had no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Totally disagree with that. Edison could have gone for a cup of tea and a sandwich for 87 minutes, Alan. Could have gone and got his deck chair out and sat in the front with the Forest fans. And you know he did. He could have done.
That's fair. That's true.
Edison could have literally gone, I'm sitting here with the Forest fans, Tars lads, and done that for 87 minutes.
And then when we did need a defence to concentrate and do the job, they didn't.
Yeah. You should have changed.
Yeah, I understand that, Alan, that you can criticise. But I'm not going to go in and slate for one error in 87 minutes. I don't.
Well, Martin, when you're only winning 1-0, you've got to slate them. They're winning 1-0. You're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble on 1-0. Well, you knew they weren't scoring and they couldn't. They were nearly hitting the
we said before, if you haven't shut it down by bagging 3 or 4, then you got to shut it down the other end.
Correct. Absolutely.
You have to. Yeah. And that's why the sub should have been done 20 minutes earlier. Because let's be honest, if the goal scoring matched the pace of play, the tempo, the way we played overall, we should have been 3 or 4-0 up. But that's part of the reason why we hate and love the Premier League. It's just because anybody can beat anybody or can get a result on any given day. And sometimes the best teams cannot hit a barn door with a banjo. And today, Saturday was one of those games. That's just how it is.
No, the goal wasn't offside, mate. They showed it on TV. It wasn't. They showed the lines. It wasn't quite the United line that they showed today with it all being bent and everything. They didn't quite do that. I'm not saying Captain Harris. Told you, I'm not going into civil war with anyone. I'm not doing that. If you follow some of the big city accounts on Twitter, you know who they are.
I think everyone was angry that we only drew that game.
I know, but I seem to be having the same debate every time City drop a point, Alan. Toys come out the pram.
Well, they do.
And then they all go, we're not
goals. Well, mate, we concede stupid goals. Seriously. That was avoidable at weekend. That's why people are angry and frustrated.
I know, but listen, I get it, Alan, and I get criticism's fine. But how do you go from Wednesday night with cock-a-hoo? Hey, look at us, aren't we great?
We're not talking about, mate, Martin. We're not talking about Martin. We're not talking about Wednesday. We're talking about the Forest game. We have a right to be angry because we threw away 2 points there. Threw it away.
I just think there's a lot of flip-flopping going on.
Well, I disagree with you. I think they're frustrated and angry because we got to the top of the league on Wednesday.
But Alan Martin has a point too, because if you flip those results, draw Arsenal, win here, we'd be a lot more zen about it all. We'd be a lot more zen.
Yeah, but we play very average football sides and don't get positive results against them.
Not Forest have beaten Liverpool and Chelsea at home this season, Alan, by the way, Mayad. And they're unbeaten in 6 now. They've lost 1 game in 6, Mayad. 1 game in 6.
What I've Yeah, Martin, what you see with Forest is similar to like Burnley did a few years ago under Dashball, where the reason they stayed up was because of their home form. As long as they had their home form and they could get points at least every second week, then that was going to be enough to keep them up. And I think that's what Forest do. Their main key for gaining or continually gaining points is based on their home form.
I wish we had a decent fullback. I know that left fullback.
But the thing is, Alan, I think you just have to get used to this. This idea of a left back, a right back, 2 centre backs is gone.
Well,
you have to accept that.
I know what you're saying, but I don't.
You just have to accept that.
Yeah,
Carl, maybe you can try and help me. Explain why you just need to accept this now.
Martin, you're asking me to accept something I do not like and I do not rate playing because we haven't got the personnel.
To be fair, I mean, Alan, Martin, they did work Cucurella, right? So there is hope that he's going to play a back 4 if he finds the right person. That's how I look at it, right? That there is hope that he will play a back 4 if he gets the right player. And you know who I think that player is, but I won't talk about him here. So there is hope that if he gets the right person, he plays a left back. He does. He tried to be Gomez, it didn't work out.
For me, we need one massively.
Yeah, but
Bernardo is not the answer there. I'm sorry, he's not.
But Bernardo didn't really play there, Alan. Not really. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been where he was to score the opening goal.
Well, I'll tell you what,
that was from left back.
You look at his position when Forest started that move this good, and it because where he was, it dragged Laporte out, and once Laporte had gone out and got beaten, we were stuffed.
No, it didn't work with Bernardo at left back.
By the way, Alan, let me ask you, Alan, why didn't Laporte just foul that guy when he was running?
Laporte had. I thought Laporte had a little bit of. I thought Laporte had a little bit of a stinker. I mean, that play where he just let Brennan Johnson just sort of walks right past him. That was
fouled the guy. Took a yellow card.
It was poor.
At least get in his way.
Laporte was poor. I'm sorry, he was.
Does anybody want to throw that one out there? What was the point in getting Phillips?
We'll find out soon. I mean, Phillips has been
the point of getting Phillips.
Phillips has been injured for the most part, right? So let's give him. I mean, he hasn't really played.
Yeah.
Let's see.
City didn't pay $45 million for a dislocated shoulder, so these are unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, so let's see what happens with him over time.
Jack, relax, mate. It's not embarrassing and absolutely disgusting. I've just been telling everyone. Everyone's been telling me no one's saying like things like that. See what I mean? Do you not think we're getting a bit over too emotional sometimes? We've not got beat here, lads.
We're 2 points behind Arsenal.
I mean, what's happened?
Yeah,
how have we gone from cockadoo, top of the league, everything's landing, we're great, to 2 days later, bag of shit, embarrassing, get them out, this time, what's going on here?
I've had United fans after last night's result saying we're going to win the league.
That's what winds you up, Alan, is that your mates from United ring you up laughing at you. Why do you entertain it? Ignore it. You get too hyped by the opposition fans. Just say to them, just say to United, who you playing in the Champions League? Oh, forgot. Cheers.
Martin, did you go to watch the Marvel film at the weekend? Was it good?
I'm talking about the game, Alan. Right. I mean, was anybody actually thought, you know what, I'm happy with that? Or is everyone really gutted and devastated?
No, I'll tell you my perspective, right? I was gutted because the performance deserved the win.
Yeah.
Right? The performance deserved at least 3 points.
What if they could defend? It would have been good if it could defend, but it can't.
I think meltdown mode is absolutely justified if we hadn't scored a single goal. We're just absolute shambles, in the final third, and yet we still somehow allowed them to bag a late goal to win 1-0. Then maybe the sort of meltdown is bloody justified in a way. And at the end of the day, we've had a lot of these games where we've had 1-1 and we should have got an extra 2 points and things like that. But we've always looked, try to look on the bright side and said, points of progress, and we're still in this fight. And let's not forget too, we're in a fortunate position where we get to play to the top of the table club again. 4, 5, 6 weeks after we've just played them the first time round. That is still our wild card that we can still play for, and as long as we're in striking distance, the onus is on Arsenal to continue putting performances together. We're still there. We're still close. There's still time to go. Let's not forget, we're only five matches past halfway of the season. A lot can happen in these last 15 games of the season.
When are we going to put 10 game winning streak? We're not at the moment. We're not capable.
I don't think anyone does
that.
But
no other team in the top 4, Alan, is capable of getting on.
I don't think anyone does that this year, Alan.
Yeah,
No.
I agree.
I honestly think, to be honest, I think the league this year gets won by the closest margin in a long time. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean you're not going to have anyone going. You're going to have first on like 92, second 90, third 89. You are going to have the top 3 the closest have been in years.
Alan, are you just using those points as an example? Because I might just run it around, go around table here. Do you think 90 points wins the league this season?
Yeah.
Would 90 points win the league?
Yeah.
I think 93.
Alan, yes. Alan, yes. Vader?
93 does it.
You think 93? Yeah.
I think 90 does it. Because I look at
if you look around Europe, Patrick, look around Europe, right? All the champions are struggling, quote unquote, struggling in their leagues. Look at Italy with Inter Milan, or with AC Milan struggling. Look at Spain with Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Bayern is struggling big time. Even Paris Saint-Germain are struggling. England, City are not struggling, but we have some gaps to close up. So it's the nature of the beast this year. It's going to be close. I think to your point, I think 1993 does it this year.
I just seriously think this year it is going to be. I don't think anyone goes on a run. Don't think Arsenal go on a run. Arsenal, I don't think will win at Anfield. Then they'll get turned over at Anfield. Arsenal ain't going to go on a 10-game winning run. The only team who are on the run at the minute is United.
And Liverpool are finding some form now. And
Liverpool are now.
United have to go to Anfield in a couple of weeks' time as well.
Yeah, so I mean,
Liverpool are doing what they do when they have a terrible start to the first half of the season. They come home. They come home with a wet sail, and they put in performances to get them into that top 4.
What we've got to do to win the league is improve our away form at the minute.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Got to get our away form back.
Yeah.
Now, by that, listen. I'm of the opposite. I ain't bothered about conceding goals. I don't mind winning games 4-3. I find that quite entertaining. I ain't bothered about closing the back door up. Don't bother me whatsoever. As long as we can outscore them.
Can I ask the people a question? Obviously in the chat. Can you tell us? Answer this question. Does everybody like a back 3 or a back 4? If you can just put 3 or 4, what you prefer. Let's have a look. Because I know Martin likes a 3. I like a 4.
No. I've never said I like.
Can you put a poll in the chat?
Martin likes a 3.
No, I've never said I like a 3. I just know it ain't changing. So what's the point in sitting here debating about something that ain't going to change?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I can debate about
polls in the chat.
I can debate about performance, but I can't debate about something Pep ain't going to change.
There's only
all you're going to do is wind yourself up.
What?
You'll sit there and you'll go, what about 4? What about 4? Like a little baby with his toy rattle. Keep going.
Professor Martin.
Talk to the hand.
Professor Martin, PhD in Allenology.
Let's have a debate about it, but Pep ain't going to change it.
Well, look at the
He'll tweak it in games like he did at Arsenal away. But he's never going to change it for the rest of the season.
Well, you better add to, because we're not going to win the league if we just keep.
What are you going to do, right, Miletto? You think he's reading it, Alan? Alan from Melbourne.
Don't encourage him, man. Don't. He's already got a letterhead in calligraphy ready to send.
He's already played that game at Chelsea and proved everyone wrong.
Newsflash, Martin. Pep watches the channel.
I know he did, but you know for a fact, Carl, he's not changing it.
Go ahead, Alan. Make your point to Pep. Tell Pep.
If there's any changes, it'll all happen next season.
I'm waiting to see what Andrew says. This news is coming out at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Go on. Well, go on. You four decide what you want. Back three or back four?
What's happening tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow?
Go on. It wouldn't have taken off the clock, mate, because they had them on. All the refs had them on this time. That's why you see 97, 98 minutes. Because they're adding them all up. They've been sods this year with that. Go on then, Pat, back three or back four? We'll do it.
Yeah,
I've always said we need to. I've always said I'm most comfortable when we're a back four. The only time we should be a back three is when we have the right fullbacks, the right recruitment. Going forward. Correct. Pep's always said that. He said he would only play a back three. We'll mention a former French City left back that we bought at the club 5 years ago. He was the key to us playing two men up front, Jesus and Aguero. And when you take him out of the equation, and I think in some way when you take Kyle Walker out of the equation too, you can't play back three. His back three is so reliant on what his wing backs are able to do. Correct. And simple as that. It's like if you haven't got the resources to do that, then you have to stick with the back four.
Spot on.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Pep's probably still in search of the perfect player to actually execute that system. I think his dream would be the back three, and obviously with him flirting with the inverted fullbacks is his modifications. It's his adjusting to get to the system that he wants. But I guess where I still question whether we're best at a back three or back four is when I think of the big competitions or the big opponents. Like, would he do that playing against Liverpool again? Would he do that versus United? Would he do that against Real?
He did.
He
did
against. Well, no, I think with Liverpool, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He did. He did against all the big six sides have come to the Etihad have lost. All of them. All of them.
No, but away at Liverpool, he played Cancelo as a wing.
Away at Liverpool was a shambles, mate. It was a shambles. It was just I don't know what he was thinking or doing. He played Cancelo as a winger, and then De Bruyne at the wing. It was just a shambles. And
he didn't double cross himself. He triple crossed himself.
Right. And then let's not forget, guys, we're going away to a rival. They also want to score goals. They're also up for it.
Yeah.
Right? I know we go to a Tottenham Stadium, we lose, but don't forget they're at home. They also have a right to win the game and to score. Mm-hmm. So Alex Ferguson, as much as I dislike him, used to say, "Hey, win at home, get a point away if you can." It's.
I think that's also why, because of the performance at the Emirates, why there was so much excitement with a continued form. And again, I'm not bashing the form that we had. I think it was just not having the clinical shooting boots on. Why there's so much frustration after the draw, not a loss, but the draw to Nottingham, right? Everyone kind of has the feeling like it was a loss, but that form that we took away against the leading Arsenal, I think is why some fans are like, what the heck is going on here? Why didn't we get this win? But we move. One last thing. I'd rather us be on a draw end of creating a lot of chances and not being clinical than us being frustrated and being like, get the ball to the big man. He's had 0 touches an entire game, right? Like, we're on the opposite spectrum, and I'm calmer with that.
There's one thing I learned from the Arsenal game, right? That performance with 36% possession and winning 3-1 against top of the league Arsenal is that it tells me, Patrick, that maybe we're ready for the Champions League. Maybe we now have the nows to understand when to give the opponent the ball and counter-attack them to death like we did against Arsenal. Because in the UCL, many of the teams you're going to play are going to keep the ball. Think about Napoli, think about Madrid, think about all these teams. They want to keep the ball, they want to play. Maybe not RB Leipzig. But it shows me a level of maturity that I saw in that game where we had 36% possession. Yeah. In all of Pep's career, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, he's never had possession.
The only counter argument to that, Carlos, too, is I think part of the reason why Pep was able to pull off that sort of masterstroke, if you want to call it that, is because he knows Arteta and he's able to. I think in a way that 36% possession was almost to lull Arteta into a false sense of security. The question becomes: is he able to do that against other European managers? So we'll just have to wait and see.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. We'll find out.
Everyone's chosen back 4, so everyone's going to be very upset then for the rest of the season.
Well, Martin, I just want to. Martin mentioned something earlier on, just a context. So I went back to Barcelona days of Pep when Pep played for Barcelona. It was him, Cheeky, Zubizarreta, Laudrup. They all played, right? And they played a back 3. It was a 3-4-3 with a diamond in the middle. That's what they did. So no surprise that maybe that's what he's trying to do. But does he have the
I couldn't say that.
Yeah. We're not going there. We're not going there.
I'm not opening the can of worms. Everyone's entitled to opinions. I'm not opening the can of worms, but I'm sorry, that's BS.
Yeah.
Anyone who's even got the cheek to blame Edison for that yesterday, go and get your head sorted out by a doctor, please. Back 3 just... I mean, Pat...
That's not true.
True City fan. You said
true.
something earlier about... Because someone said about passing is not... I don't care if a defender can pass. Can I ask people a question? Do people not realise who we have as manager? Alan, who do we have as manager? Patrick, Early Bird, who do we have as manager?
Pep, last I checked.
Yeah, Vader, who's manager? Cal knows exactly where I'm going with this.
Pep's our manager. Rodolfo's our assistant manager.
All right, Saki. Didn't ask you to name in the back line. Cal, for the whole reason you know why I'm doing this, who's our manager?
Guardiola, we've got.
So what's more important, the tackling or passing out from the back?
What is the tackles?
Do you know what I mean? This is what have people not been watching Guardiola football for years? Have you
What is the
flipped
tackles,
it?
Martin? What is the tackles?
You know what? Of all the games, though, of all the games to want to kill Ederson, of all the games, it's not that one.
You choose Forest away.
It's not that one. It's not that one. If you're gonna go with the agenda of he can't save, like this is not the game for it. That goal had nothing to do with him being out of position, had nothing to do with him not reacting, had nothing to do with him having a mental fart. It was none of that. Look at the defenders. Look at how he defended. It was not his fault, guys. This is not the game to kill him on.
No.
So Martin, who do we get instead of Edison?
Right now, no one.
Who do we get? Oh, we can get Ortega, right? The one that conceded.
Do you know the
I
thing?
feel like the problem is
you know this thing on tackles. If all of us put all of us in a game of football, we'll all tackle. We might not all pass the ball exactly as what Pep Guardiola wants. We may give the ball away thousands of times, but we can all throw our bodies in and have a tackle.
Some of us will tackle without our legs.
Do you know what I mean? This is what I don't get what you want to say. If you want tackling and you want dogs of war defending, and here we go, go and get Joe Royal.
No, but Martin, just say what you're saying in regards to our defenders too. I think
I'm trying to be really nice without.
No, but the 6 or 7 years that Pep's been here, I think he's changed his philosophy on what he thinks of a defender. Because you can't just go in with 2 or 3 Rolls Royce playing from out the back defenders. You need to get a bit of a brick wall in there. You need that's why he was so happy to hold it. That's why he was happy to hold on to Vincent Company. That's why he got a defender in like Ruben Diaz. They're not exactly the most Rolls Royce playing from out the back, but they're going to throw him in that challenge that will prevent a 1-on-1 or take away possession from an attacking side.
Do you know the big
give us
thing?
An opportunity to get on the front foot.
Do you know the big thing? Do you know why we weren't conceding a lot of goals last year? Or the year before? Or the year before that? Because we had someone called Fernandinho in the middle who would prevent all that from going anywhere.
Yeah.
So before we'd even get to a back line, you would see.
There's your X
I'll
factor
be honest
right
with you straight now. I think most of the defences would have actually got through a City defence at times, because I don't think he goes out teaching tackling or all this stuff. I think he goes out playing ball-playing defenders who play out from the back. But the reason why we were more solid than ever, because we had a Fernandinho sat in front going, you ain't getting through me, and you had a Vincent Kompany.
So what you're saying is, because of Fernandinho, we're able to play more ball passing defenders. He was the one who's going to put in the hard yards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rodri, as much as he's brilliant and probably the best CDM in the league, is, my eyes, still not Fernandinho in his pomp. He's not.
Rodri's the best CDM in the league, but what Fernandinho did for this club makes him probably the best CDM in.
Well, not only that. I mean, Carl, Rodri can't do this for me, but when we had Fernandinho, we had a bit of a dark arts master who come in and nudged them, foul before it got anywhere.
I'll tell you who is a Fernandinho Jr., Lavia at Southampton.
Yep, spot on.
Really?
He is the archetype for Fernandinho. He's got to be.
You know what? That's my point. My point is, I think, to Alan, to everyone else in the comments, I think our defence would always look a bit shaky under a Pep team, because that's Pep.
I agree with you on that. I mean, you look at his games.
Was he managing, or who was it? You know, when they got smashed 7-1, was that with him, without him? Was he managing or not managing?
What?
When he was at Bayern Munich in the Champions League against Real Madrid, I think it's Madrid, he got smashed.
Yeah, and they got hammered.
No, because the story behind that was that before that first leg of that semi-final, there was a bit of a discussion, I believe, with the players, where there was this talk about Uli Hoeneß and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. They wanted to see Pep play more of like the Bayern way, like grind out victory or something like that. Don't play the Pep way, and they tried to do that, and Real Madrid just absolutely tore a hole through him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Patrick is right. He played a 4-2-4 and he got killed.
Yeah.
I think it's in one book. You're right, Patrick. You're absolutely right. And he got killed.
Which is just proof why Pep was never going to stay past his 3 years at Bayern, because the politics of that club is just way too strong.
Where are the books? Because I've got Pep's books, and he even talks about defending. It's not high on his agenda. When he's not a player, he's not a coach who teaches out-and-out defence like we would think a defender should be. Yeah. We look at a defender as a Vincent Kompany. Brick wall, go through it, tackle anything that moves.
Another example. Sorry, Carl. Just going to say another example of that too is if you think about it too, any signing that we make that is more midfield to attack, we always say give them a season, maybe even 2 seasons to bed in and adapt to Pep's philosophy. Any new signing that is a defender, they're expected to hit the ground running straight away. Yeah, and normally they do hit the ground running straight away.
So do I think? When people go, oh, we're awful at defending, I just think that's the way we defend, full stop. What I think you're seeing now is a lot of, it's like I've said it on so many streams, everyone's going, we're passing backwards.
Yeah, but Martin,
backwards a lot.
The other part of this is,
done it.
Teams have gotten better. It's simple. Teams that have spent more money, have better players, better managers, they will score more goals. This season, right? Look at the league this season, right? Look at the league. Arsenal, top of the league, 21 goals conceded. Newcastle, 17 goals conceded. We 23 or 24. United, 28, 39 goals conceded? Chelsea, don't start with Chelsea. God, Chelsea, Liverpool. Teams have gotten better. And that's okay. Right?
Which is why it's almost impossible these days to win 3 straight league titles.
It's hard.
Because unless you keep reinventing yourself, and you probably need a little bit of good fortune, the other teams are going to continually put you in their crosshairs. They're going to target you. They're going to target any weaknesses.
Can I just throw you a little stat?
Which is why I think when you win 3 in a row, you probably need a little bit of fortune, to be honest.
Newcastle have got the best defence currently. And then it's Chelsea and Arsenal on 23. And then we're 24. We've conceded 24 goals, as someone said. It's the 4th best in the league. If we hadn't conceded yesterday, we'd have had the joint 2nd best defence in the league. Yeah? United have conceded more. Liverpool have, West Ham, everyone else. Everyone apart from us conceded more. And then look at where is it? Goals this year. Do you know who scored the most goals this year? by country mile.
We only 60, over 60 goals.
Or 60.
Yeah. 60. Oh, we're halfway through.
Do you see? Listen, Alan, I get your frustration, mate. I get it. But I'm just trying to say, I don't think it's as bad as some are saying it is. There is a bit of a meltdown. There is a bit of a meltdown going on.
Well, the reason why I'm angry, mate, and I'm upset and frustrated.
Because we're not top.
No, it wasn't that. When you're winning 1-0 and didn't look like you were going to score another because we had literally playing fucking let's try and hit the top of the grandstand fucking routine up front, right? It fucking shut the game down. Don't take that chance, and they did take that chance, and they paid for it. How many times
you might need a new manager then?
How many times have we watched City or any team, any match? You're winning 1-0, you take a risk by trying to sit on a 1-0 lead. You do, and they did. They had one chance.
Okay, in 7 years of him being here, Alan, when's he ever done that?
Well, he did it at weekend.
No,
right?
When has he ever sat back on a lead?
Oh, he's done it a few times.
No, it wasn't. Because the one thing we all went balmy against Real Madrid for last year, didn't sit on his lead. He didn't defend his lead. So
look, he took off. When Walker got injured, and he took off Gundogan, who could kick the bloody ball for starters.
No, the point I'm making is, Alan, is Pep's not the type of manager to go 1-0 up and shut shop up with 10 minutes to go.
Well, I was sat there.
It's like a second leg of it.
We sat there, pretty much all of it, apart from you thinking the way you thought that we're in danger here, because I did. I know that Carl did. And I know that Patrick did.
Alan, and that's absolutely fine. Not a problem. What you're asking for is a different manager. And I don't mean you're saying you want Pep out. You're asking for a completely different management style.
Well, would that have not done Mancini? No.
This is your bloody issue. You want Roberto back.
Yeah, I love Roberto.
Alan, none of these players would have been here under Roberto because they'd have all gone on strike and walked out.
Oh, God.
You just don't like Pep. Say it as it is, Alan.
I love Roberto.
Be honest. Come on, let's get to the crux of it now, mate.
I'm a Mancini fan, mate. You know that.
There you go. Alan.
He wants Brian Kidd out of retirement too.
Is Pat? All I want is top of the league. It's all coming out now.
Listen, mate, I love Roberto. I don't mind if we're paying him from 10 different accounts around the world. I love Roberto.
You're starting to get it all out now. Everyone's going, yeah, I just want to be top. I just want to be top. I just want Mancini.
Plus, he dresses very well, which is good to see. I like the way he wears a scarf.
I mean, at the end of the day, for me, we are literally 2 points off the top. We've still got to play Arsenal. And maybe I'm being too happy clapper. Maybe I am. But for me, I can't whip the boys for yesterday that much. I can't sit here and go, they played bad. When it was actually one of our best.
They did everything right except make the net bulge. That was all.
Yeah, that was actually one of our best all-round performances in weeks. We were quick. We were flowing. We were moving the ball. We made one error at the back, and I understand one error, but normally you wouldn't expect them to make 25 errors up at the other end.
Alan, the meltdowns that are happening, whether it's here or in other forms of city media, were more justified when we played Everton. Not now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not now.
This was the kind of meltdown after Everton, not Forest.
And even then, that wasn't justified. We went halfway through the season.
Mate, I got in bed on Saturday night after the match, and I was angry. I couldn't sleep, and I text you know who, Martin, and he wouldn't speak to me. He fucking wouldn't speak to me because he was angry. And I was like,
I know what's coming from you. I'd already had a message 30 minutes earlier. This is shit.
every message, every letter's in capitals, and yeah, it's just.
We were 30 seconds away with failing with Mancunian in telling his players to F off. Listen, I love Mancini, but let's not pretend, Alan, it wasn't a disaster at the end. Let's not pretend it wasn't. And you know for 1,000% it was a disaster at the end. They were going outside with picket fences at the front saying no thanks. You know they were.
Yeah, when you had soft cocks like fucking the goal.
Oh, everyone's a soft cock. Oh, this is going sideways. Right, Carl, get us back on track. We're 2 points behind. We've got some big games coming up. We are 100% still in with the shout at this, aren't we? Are we scared Carl off? Have you scared him off, Alan?
He's on mute.
I know he is. Pat, we'll come to you.
Yep.
Go on. We're still in this, aren't we?
Of course we are. Alluded to what we said before. I said like the teams that are within striking distance at the top of the league, the teams around us in the top four, none of them are capable of going on a run. No, I'm sure they'll have good winning percentage and things like that. But if there's any team that is capable of doing it, getting on a winning run, it is us. Just the results and the overall outcome would not suggest that at the moment. But we just need to keep calm, keep the faith, have your zen, and just trust the process and just realize that we are in striking distance. We'll continue to stay in striking distance. And we're still fighting for 3 competitions. And let's not forget, I think someone alluded to in the comments, it's just like we're apparently playing crap and we're second. We're 2 points off, 5 if you consider a game in hand, and the team ahead of us, we still have to play again. There's a long way to go. And I think it's also too, it's just the way this season has panned out. Again, I've said this before, because of the World Cup, it's completely changed our perspective on where we stand in the league based on where we are usually at whatever time of the year that is. We're approaching March, and we've just completed the half of the season. There's a long way to go. We play matches every 3 days. We are the most prepped team to play every 3 days. And I feel comfortable and I feel confident that we can get across the line and be league champions for 3 times in a row.
See, the only thing on Jack, you're counterproductive with that comment, because 1 week you're telling me it's not about winning, it's about them trying and putting sweat in. You're telling me I don't care about performances. It's that they don't. Jack, you make your mind up, mate. Which one is it? Is it performances or is it results?
Trophies.
About, which one is it?
Martin, he's wound you up today.
No, I'm asking because people are flip-flopping opinions week in, week out.
Much like your arms, mate. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to make sure what it is. I'm not having to go at Jack Lee.
Martin's jazz hands.
Jack Lee said last week, as long as we perform, I'm happy. And now I don't care about performances if it means we don't win. Alan, you can be quiet. You've got to be 8-0 up for you start relaxing.
Well, I agree, because I'm a City fan. I'm a legacy City fan, mate, from the 70s. I've been through the shit like you have. When we knew how to, when we knew how to fuck things up, big time.
But Jack, I don't think 1-1's a bad result away at Forest. Other teams have gone and gotten beat at Forest.
Martin, no, I'm not having that. It is a bad result.
Alan, I think if we draw against Bournemouth on the weekend, then there's a lot
more bad result. Concern.
Then that's a bad result. Relegation fodder. We should be cruising against that. That should be an excuse to increase the goal difference.
Yeah, 100%. If we don't win that game against Bournemouth, I'll be furious.
I just think we've got to relax, calm down. We tried our what's-its off yesterday. I'm still in the camp. That was one of our best performances. It was one of our best performances of the season. Listen, you can be like Alan and have a meltdown because we've not won, and Mancini's not in charge and he doesn't like Pep. Quite clearly. You can be like me and Pat and Carl, level-headed, and we'll see where we are. And just relax. I'm sorry, I'm just... I'm totally relaxed on it. If we don't, we need to improve our away form. Yes.
Yes, massively.
I agree with that. We do.
Yeah.
But with what I'm seeing at the minute, I think we're massively improving. Let's put it one way. I don't think we get that result. We don't get that performance 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Jack, come back with another comment there, Martin. I think you need to read that one.
So, I'll get to him in a minute. It's why I'm leading it. I genuinely believe 3 or 4, maybe 5 weeks ago, we don't get that performance at the Forest.
No.
I have seen so many positives in the last 2 or 3 weeks. From Villa to Arsenal to Forest, I've seen us improve massively.
And that performance fills me with a lot of confidence leading up to Leipzig as well.
And Patrick, I think
they'll play with a little bit of frustration as well as knowing that they're playing at a good pace and a good tempo. If we get it right, we could wrap up both legs, in the first half or even the first hour of the match in Germany.
I think it's going to be a tough game, Patrick. Having watched Leipzig for a couple of months now, it's going to be a difficult game.
Yeah, they're playing well.
Yeah,
they're playing well.
They're in 5th and they're only 3 points off the top of the Bundesliga. So I don't know whether that's on their performances or the fact that the Bundesliga is actually competitive for the first time in about 10 years, I think.
Yeah, it's the way they play. Counter press, 4-2-2-2, high energy, good passing, clinic in front of goal. We just have to be at it tomorrow on Wednesday. We just have to be at it.
So do you play 3 or 4 at the back against them?
Jesus. Well, if you play a 4-2-2-2, I'm playing 3 at the back because I want to overload the middle of the park.
Right. Okay.
Right.
For this Leipzig game too, is everybody going to be on that Josko Gvardiol sort of watch just to see if he puts in a performance that's worth maybe going after him in the summer?
Yeah, that's an eye on him.
I'm curious to see how he performs because he does look very good.
Does anybody want to come in and slag Haaland off for having his worst game in a City shirt? I'm just wondering, because I've heard that as well, Layla. Worst game in a City shirt, he's a load of crap, back to his normal self.
Does anybody else here agree that Kevin had a bit of a shocker?
Oh, Kevin was horrible. Let's be fair. Fair.
He's horrible, wasn't he?
I mean, he knew he was horrible himself.
I'm being a bit naughty with that question. I am. I'm being a bit...
Martin, actually, your question is, he was our second choice striker. Because he went for Kane the year before, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And before anybody says anything about Alvarez and the lack of game time, let's not forget, if he does play, what you're asking of Alvarez is for him to finish the season playing half a season more than anybody else has.
Yeah.
Pep's right to rest him and maybe just have him little cameos for 5, 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes, given the circumstances or situation or competition. But you need to protect Alvarez between now and not shut him down, but just protect him between now and the end of the season.
I was in a WhatsApp group today and somebody's comparing Rashford to Erling Haaland. I just laughed. I had like 20
They came on Talk Shite and said he was the best player in the world at the moment.
And that was Alan. He just rang up and started saying it.
I was laying in bed and listening to it. I was pissing myself laughing. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, he is a good player. And I've always liked Rashford, as I said, as a forward.
I'd love him at
I like Rashford.
I would as well.
I'd love him at
Oh, mate, he would be the only one I'd look at United that I would think,
yeah, he is the only one I would look at.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I just think Pep would do very special things with Rashford.
Oh, superb. Yeah, he's very good. I do like him. And he's
that's just, at the end of the day, we're second. We're second. The 2 points off it. And don't get me wrong, can I just add, go and watch the Arsenal game. Arsenal were bobbins for a long time in that game.
I watched the game, actually. I watched it before.
And they got back into it because Martinez decides to do, well, they got a bit of luck. The 4th goal was Martinez had got up the field to, try and equalise from a dead ball situation and completely got done out. And but yeah, Arsenal can't be going giving 2-goal leads to every team and come back. So I think you just need to buckle up, sit back.
Mancini.
This is going to be a very tight title race.
Mancini. I
don't know why Alan's sitting with Mancini.
We're fine, Blues. Keep the faith. We're good.
Yeah. How did Italy go on in the World Cup? Oh, sorry. Anyway, nice header from Emmy. Anyway, big thank you to Carl for coming on, mate.
Thank you for having me.
Where can everyone find you, brother?
Find me on Pitch Points on YouTube. That's where you can find me, Martin, and all the lads talking about City, Champions League, and whatever else.
Good. Alan, thank you for coming on.
No problem, mate. You look after yourself.
He is, Alec. He very much is. He's never coming out of them. Pat, where can everyone find you, brother?
Early Bird Podcast, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook. We are tied in with the official supporters group for Manchester City supporters here in Sydney. That's on Facebook at MCFC Sydney and Instagram at mcfc.sydneyblues. If you want to get in touch with me directly, you go through Instagram or severe_clear. That is my Instagram handle. Early Birds, we're hoping to get another episode going this week. Danny and Jeff have just been really, really busy over the last couple of weeks and that, so we've been a bit quiet on the podcast front at the moment, but we'll certainly get Martin on as well too, because he's Mr. Algorithms apparently. So we'll definitely Martin, I'll definitely hit you up through the week and we'll see when we can get another show going.
No, yeah, you might as well call them colleagues now at the Early Birds anyway, because we basically are now together. We're just a beautiful face, and Pat has to put his lot behind cameras, behind microphones, because they haven't got the face for cameras. So I don't know what I'm doing on here.
Yeah. And some podcasts, we got the voice for silent movies.
Do you think we should just swap?
Yeah.
Yes, big thank you to Verta Games TV as well, who was also True City Fan, who was in the comments. Go and give them a lot of love as well. True City Fan, Pitch Point, Early Birds, Verta Games TV, who was live about an hour ago just before this. Go and give that a watch. And from what I heard, Verta Games has got a very special, possibly new show coming up. I think Carl has something. Is it tomorrow, Carl, your show, or is it the next?
Yeah, we'll do a UCL review for this week. So we'll talk about Liverpool, Real Madrid, Inter, Porto, City, of course, and Leipzig.
What time are you on, mate?
It should be 7 p.m. UK, which is, I don't know what time it is, Alan, but
6 a.m. that is for me.
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that, mate.
It's all right. I'll just wake up and listen to it in bed tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So we'll be there. We'll talk about all those games and what to expect.
Right, no
are we going to talk about Mancini, Carl? Oh, he's not in the Champions League, is he? Anyway, no, I'm joking. I'm being very naughty this tonight. I do apologize.
Yeah, you're trying to wind me up and I'm trying to wind you up. No more 3 at the back because we can't play it.
That's what happens when you're drinking Costa coffee at god-awful hours in the night.
Yeah.
Big, can I just say, this doesn't work without you legends in the comments. It really is marvellous. Every single one of you are amazing. Please smash that like. Hit that subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,200 subscribers as quick as we can. Trying to get to 1,200 subscribers as quick as we can. If you do want to give us a lot of love, please show it. I just need to get rid of Umpty and Dumpty. But yes, please give me a like. We will be back I'm not sure if there's going to be a Leipzig preview. It depends when I can get everyone available. I'll see when I can get everyone available. Because we've only got probably tomorrow night or Tuesday night at the latest to get anything done for Leipzig. But it depends because I've got a lot on. But I will speak to the lads because I know Rich is away now all week. So we'll see who's available. I may just do a very short one at some point tomorrow. But yeah, go and check out Pitch Point's True City Fan tomorrow. But I may be back tomorrow with see who I can get available for a late night. It'll have to be late-ish because Carl's on at 7, so it'll be after that show all about RB Leipzig and the Champions League. So keep an eye on that Horsey City. That will tell you when we are on. But hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with a Champions League preview, and then we'll be back Wednesday with a post-match of RB Leipzig versus Manchester City in the last 16, first leg of the UEFA Champions League. Take care, all of you. Not the result we wanted, but certainly the performance was up there as one of the best. Take care. City are still in marching for this title. Take care, all.